The Easter feeling is already here, and we are entering that week where it will be special because the Ghana Premier League is actually getting to its boiling point, where we still can't see a clear winner of the league because 1 point separates the top team Medeama and BBN Gold Stars at the moment as we head into match day 28. Good evening and welcome to the GPL build-up show here on TV3. My name is Mutala Yakubu. The GPL is back on, and is back on with a lot of fire and a lot to talk about because big news as well as you heard from Hohoe United. We'll be discussing all of that. They really taking such a decision. We'll get insight into what is really happening in the camp of Hohoe United. I have my able guests here, and I'll be introducing them to you. Today, I have three fantastic gentlemen. One knows all about club administration, and he's also a semi-pioneer, if I can say, of this work that we are doing because he's been here before. Eric Alagidede. Good evening, gentlemen.
Welcome back. The latest war guy in town.
I was always going to come back.
I didn't say you won't come back.
I was always going to come back. I missed the GPO. That is why I came. Then we also have Francis Aboivo Blackgate, who is a GPO expert, and our resident analyst, Mohammed Shaban, as well, ready with some numbers. And Shaban, I have a surprise for you. I will unveil it later in the show. I mean, someone gave you a shout-out. Not the usual shout-out that you usually get. This is a special international shout-out, and I'll let you have it before we go. But, I mean, we know that match day 28 is coming up, and we have two games that will be live on TV. One will be in Bechem at the Nanafo Suji Abo Park, and the other at the Baba Sports Stadium. We'll get into all the fixtures, and we'll talk about the games coming up and who could potentially win their game. But before we do that, let's do a recap of match day 27.
That's what to pick out Mante. Here's Fatal Sulemana, swings in across, header goes in. It's a brilliant save by Joba. Fatal swings one in, header flies in, and it's an opening goal. Well delivered. First in the league for Medeama. Salim will go for power this time, and it's a bullet. Splendid delivery. What a goal. Salim Adams, a screamer that zooms straight into the net for Medeama's second.
Simply amazing. That's Salim Adams' range, but this time it's Salim Adams' goal. Again, Joseph Bahad, every part.
Tutu sends the ball in, looking for Rudolph Mensah. He stays onside. Chance for All Blacks, and Mensah opens the scoring for All Blacks. 8 goals this season for Rudolph Nana Mensah Jr. Here is Clement Tutu. Long ball in. Esibe flicks it. Agbasi falls, and he's gifted All Blacks with a second. That's a gift on a Palm Sunday for the Magicians from Swedro. Dankwa takes full advantage. Has nil All Blacks to Amponsan delivers. Ali heads it, and Azaboka pulled one back. Mauli Wayo pulls one back. Ali's ball in, looking for Duku. Awira brings it back. Chance for Azabok, and they pull the equalizer. Frank Abura Duku makes it 2-2 for the Phobians.
Oh, why is it?
Gold Stars suffering a defeat against Karela at the Tamale Sports Stadium. The reason why Medeama has overtaken them on the table. Let's go through the fixtures for match day 27 before we look at the table and how things are shaping up. So these are the games coming up this weekend. 2 live games on TV3 and on TV. 11 Wonders, they will be taking on Hohoe United. But as it stands, Hohoe United have officially released a statement that they are withdrawing from the 2025-26 Ghana Premier League. Let's see if they honor this game. But there's Bechem United against Medeama SC on Saturday. Big game to look forward to. It's live on TV3 and on TV. Gold Stars, they will take on Nations with Baseke Uli Stars facing Karela United. Heart of Lions at home in Pando, they would face Vision with Swedro All Blacks taking on Dreams FC. Heart of Folk will welcome Young Apostles with Bechem Chelsea taking on Adriana FC. Then on Easter Monday, it is Asante Kotoko. They would be at home as they take on Samartex 1996. Let's look at the table and how things are shaping up. It's quite important because there's been a change at the top of the Ghana Premier League table. Last 2 weeks, it was Gold Stars that actually overtook Medeama. This time, Medeama are back on top with 49 points. Gold Stars are second, just a point behind Medeama on 48. Asante Kotoko, Heart of Folk, both have 43 points and lie third and fourth on the table, with Adriana on 42, fifth on the table. Karela, surprisingly, they didn't start well, but they are set now with 41 points. Samartex have 38 points. Dreams FC are 8th with 37, same as Baseke Uli Stars, who occupy 9th, with Bechem United also on 36. And then the club 35 has 2 teams in the Vision FC and Nations FC. Heart of Lions are now 13th on the table with 34 points. Just some 3 places be above the relegation zone. Then there's Young Apostles who are on 14th with 33 points. Swedro All Blacks are 15th with 32 points. And the last 3 teams on the table are Bechem Chelsea, Hohoe United, and of course 11 Wonders, who many believe are goners or have been relegated. So that is how things look like on the Ghana Premier League table. So Hohoe United, 11 Wonders, game might not be played. Francis Aboibo Blackgates, you have a close affinity with them. This is the statement that Hohoe United actually released. It's an official club statement. It says that the board of Hohoe United Football Club, after an emergency meeting held today, has arrived at the difficult decision to withdraw the club from the ongoing 2025-26 Ghana Premier League. This decision will be communicated officially to the Ghana Football Association. We know there's been a series of events that has happened, but what finally pushed Hohoe United to come up with this very difficult decision, Francis?
Well, Mutala, if you look at, we are reading through the communique from them, the official one, they said it was a tough decision. You look at the club, it has been going through this tough period for some time, ever since the disciplinary committee of the Ghana Football Association sanctioned them that they were not going to play 3 of their remaining 4 home games from the Hohoe Sports Stadium, and they were not made to play at their alternative venue, which is the Pando Sports Stadium. They will have to play somewhere else. And they've appealed the decision to the Ghana Football Association. Ever since they submitted the appeal, 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, they've not had any sort of communication back from the appeals committee of the Ghana Football Association. And if you look at this, it's frustrating because you are working with professionals and they are working with time, ethics, and frames. But if you go mute, blunt on them, then you put them through the frustration barrier. It had to take the CEO of the club, Edemansa, to physically go to the FA on Friday last week to be able to get to know where they were going to play against Dreams FC. They ended up playing at the Ejeo Kreku Sports Stadium. In that game, officiating was something that no one would ever love to see. It was terrible. Referee Misbao and his colleagues came out there and did their own thing. Fast forward. This is a club that demands certain answers from the disciplinary committee. They were not forthcoming. You know, there are stakeholders in the club. They'll keep asking questions, and management just wouldn't have answers to give. Earlier yesterday, they held an emergency board meeting. When they came out of the meeting, someone close to me from inside there told me they've taken the decision that they were not going to play. They were going to withdraw from the Ghana from the 2025-2026 season. And when I wrote the story on my personal handle, people were like, April Fool. I'm like, what is April Fool about it? Some of us, we don't play with our pages. What we put there, we check the fact, check it again, and make sure it's an authentic source. I spoke to the minister, Honorable John Peter Ameo, spoke to the club CEO, and they told me emphatically that at this particular point in time, even though it's tough, they are officially withdrawing the club from the Ghana Premier League.
Okay.
And you ask yourself, for how long can things like this? They felt targeted and treated unfairly by the disciplinary committee and the Ghana Premier League organizers to get them relegated from the league. And you know, when they play, you are playing away from home. You spend about 60 to 70,000 on just one game. Transport, accommodation, feeding, match day hospitality, fueling, all those things plays into the permutations. And if you're supposed to play out of your last 9 games, you're supposed to play 8 of those away. They feel like, and they are not getting officiating properly done. They feel like, no, they've been targeted and they want to be relegated. For them, they just want to be seen as, they just don't want to be seen as the dark faces of the Ghana Premier League, a team that is causing so much mayhem and problem to those running the competition. So they feel like, let's just withdraw from the league, let them play the remaining league. Whatever decision they take against us, we are okay with it. Be it, if they want to disband the team or even take them to Division 4, Division 3, the lowest divisions that they can take them to, they are okay with it. But for now, they are just not bent on playing the Ghana Premier League anymore.
Of course, and that is what Hohoe United have communicated. But Eric, a quick one on this. You are fortunate. Is it unfortunate or fortunate? Which one should I use?
I was not there.
You are not there, but I mean, you are the best person to speak on this because you worked with a club that took a similar decision some months ago. That is in Suatreman.
Yeah.
What could possibly, I mean, push a club to arrive at such a decision? Because it is not easy considering the workforce that the club has, from the kids men, everyone loses their job if this happens.
Mutala, I'm sure people who invest their money in this game called football are not stupid, excuse my language, because for someone to invest so much money into a club means the person knows exactly what they are doing.
Yeah.
For a club to wake up one day and say, of all the players I've employed, the technical team, the management, the workers, the people who come to sell at the stadium, everybody, them, all of you, whatever happens, I don't care about it. I want to end it now. It means the person has really gone through a lot. And for me, I look at this Hohoe story and I think that if the ESCO and the president of the Football Association, because they are the owners of the Ghana Premier League, if they have anything to do, there is still time. They should get down to the board members of Hohoe, from the board chairman through the management and everybody, get down on a round table, discuss possible means of bringing them to the league. If it does not happen, believe you me, this administration, the executive council, the president, it will be a very bad precedent. Last season, it happened. This season, it has happened. Who knows what is going to happen next? And I'm not sure ever since we started playing professional football in Ghana, there has been a season where 2 seasons continuously, I mean, a club withdraws, getting towards the end of the season, feeling like they've been unjustly treated or something has happened, and that is the more reason why they would have to stop playing. I think this is not good for our football, and they should just try and do something to make sure.
Well, not good for our football, as Eric said. But Shaban, how could this impact the relegation race? Because as it stands, Hohoe United are rock bottom. Not rock bottom, they are also in the relegation zone with 11 wonders as well. If they take such a decision, it means that they would go down with 11 wonders, and there could be one more team that would join them.
Fortunately, we have the last season's table after match day 27. But before that, I have followed Hohoe United from when they were playing Division 1 last season. I followed them keenly. If you look at their numbers at a point, if you look at how I reported about them, I laid emphasis that, look, we are going to have one of the teams that are going to give us large followers. You can talk about Hohoe United, Sweju All Blacks, Bebieni Gold Stars, Idiana Doma. We have these teams give us a lot of numbers, and so it will be a very bad story for me as a person. Again, at a point when Instructorman were out of the Premier League, just after match day 19, the incident happened. They returned back, played their match day 20, then decided not to play their remaining 14 matches again. It affected the league table. because as a statistician, I had to do mathematics, take one off, bring this. At a point, it became a problem. But look, the impact is huge, and I wish this will not happen this season. But look at this. This is match day 27 last season and match day 27 this season. This is the last season's league table. That's 50 points, 48, 49 points, 48. Now, it even affected the top because last season, before the incident, Kotoko were on top of the league. Just after the incident, they kept dropping until Gold Stars picked up 50 points. The Nations FC became second place with 48 points. And so last season, as at this stage, it was 2 points difference between the first and the second. This season, after match day 27, it's just 1 point. So similarities from last season and this season. But the bottom side, at a point, we're looking at 2 teams joining relegation. And then Swatraman had about 15, they had more points. It was deducted. And then they had the remaining 15 points as the season was ongoing. Now, in Swatraman, we're performing better than the likes of Young Apostles, Accra Lions, Vision FC, even Basake Oli Stars in Medeama at a point. But then, unfortunately, after pulling out of the league, it gave those teams life wire. Last season, that was the term I was describing the relegation battle, having given 3 teams life wire and then putting 1 team in danger. And that is why last season Karela survived. Karela survived last season just because of Swatraman, because they needed just 1 slot. We already knew that Legon Cities were gone. We knew that Swatraman were gone. And so that 1 slot became automatic, and that gave them an advantage. This season, if it should happen, it means that Hohoe have given Bechem, Chelsea, Suedra Blacks, Young Apostles, Heart of Lions, Nations FC Vision life wire once again. And this also means that only 1 team is going to join. And again, the advantage is that it gives the relegation teams hope. But the big disadvantage is that at a point, playing them plus 3 points, 3 goals, it gives some teams an advantage and a big disadvantage to some teams who have already played them, winning 1-0, drawing or losing the fixture, because automatically, if you are playing them next in the remaining 7 matches, it's plus of 3 points, 3 goals.
So for the teams battling relegation, this could be an iota of hope for them. But for the people of Hohoe, this is a sad one for them because they were really enjoying Premier League football. But let's see what happens or what unfolds in the coming days with the Ghana Football Association commenting or replying Hohoe United. But let's move on to Saturday because there's a big one. Medeama are going to the Nana Fosuji Abo Park to face Bechem United. Eric, Medeama had gone about 6 games without a win until last weekend where they faced 11 Wonders and won by 2-0. Now they are going to Nana Fosuji Abo Park. No matter how we look at it, Medeama and Gold Stars are playing a mini league between themselves.
Yes, the situation of Hohoe will go a long way to also determine who ends up winning the Ghana Premier League.
It would have an impact on the rest of the season.
It did have an impact for Gold Stars to win the league last season. And it may have an impact. Shaban would have to check the fixtures and let us know because they are done with Medeama. I don't know whether there is a game between Gold Stars and Hohoe to be played. They have a game. So that will automatically give Gold Stars 3 additional points, free of charge. Remember, this Hohoe team has already beaten Medeama at home.
Yes.
And they are done. They drew in Hohoe, they beat them in Takwa. So free 3 points, Gold Stars can benefit from it.
It's and another dynamic that I didn't really pay attention
to.
That
could just be the deciding factor of how the league is going to end.
So it's not even just about the relegation.
No, it's not just about the relegation.
It's
also
they are
about
also kingmakers as
exactly,
it stands.
Exactly. If they give Gold Stars 3 points and they maintain that momentum, the league could actually end with Gold Stars winning it by these 3 points.
By just the 3 points that they will get.
The 3 points that they are going to. Because if it continues like this, if they win, Medeama comes to win. They lose, Medeama win. They win, Medeama lose or draw. So it's going to go like this till the end. Until those 3 points are added to their points build up.
And that would be a second point for Medeama. Yeah.
But coming back to the game at Nana Fosuji Abo, Bechem won their first away game at a very difficult ground. That is Samartex. And
then it's a trip pack.
Yes.
In 22
they actually missed a first half penalty before taking a 2-goal lead for Samartex to come back and then pull one back, and then the game ended 2-1. So Medeama having thrown an 8-point lead at this juncture, I can't trust Coach Ibrahim Tanko Anyas and his charges to do anything like conjure any magic at Bechem. Their best performance in Bechem could be a draw. Else, Bechem United could carry the day.
Francis, big one for Medeama going to the Nana Fosuji Abo Park. Now, with about 8 games to end the season, there are no margin for errors. Medeama cannot drop any more points. Yes. It's just like that. They can't drop any more points.
Like, let's say, in the last 5 seasons, aside, let me say, the Doma team, Adriana, during Parkwesi Fabian's era, when they led the league table for majority of the season, ended up bottling it in the last 7 games of the season. This will go down as one of the funniest ways to lose the Ghana Premier League, because for a team to go about 14 matches without tasting defeat in the Ghana Premier League and Hearts of Oak not punching above them their weights, then they should have been winning. They should have been comfortably leading the league, which is Medeama. But as to how they managed to bottle the 8-point gap in the Ghana Premier League speaks volume about their mental fortitude, toughness, focus, and attention on the job at hand. At a point in time, they thought it was all wrapped up, so they were not really paying attention. And the problem started in Abrankese when they lost to Nations FC. They never bounced back, and they kept dropping points, drawing, and that. Against this Bechem United team under coach Emisa Kobna, they did the unthinkable last weekend at the Incentre Sports Stadium, ending Samartex 22 home games invincibility.
Yeah.
It tells you that they are going back home with Augustine Okra on top form. He hit his 50th goal. He'll be raring to go against this Medeama team that has proven that they can concede sloppy goals in the faces of the game. We saw them against Hohoe United. We saw them against Adriana Stars. We saw them against Basake Holy Stars. We saw them against Karela. For them, they play well in the faces of the game, and they play sloppy in the faces of the game. So it ends up playing into the hands of the opponent. And at the Nanafosu Jiabua Park, this team, they are fighting against relegation. And the moment you allow them to come at you in the faces of the game, you might not claw back the deficit.
Shaban, for a team that is battling to survive like Bechem United, these are games that Medeama would have to play above themselves. If not, it could be very difficult one for them, especially at the Nana Fosuji Abo Park.
So in the course of the discussion, I just remembered one thing.
Yeah.
The team that is now the topic for discussion, Hohoe, ended Medeama's unbeaten run at home, ended Bechem United unbeaten run at home, all ending 2-1. 2-1. And that's the kingmakers. Now they are.
And they are going to decide who eventually wins the Ghana Premier League.
Again, interestingly, Medeama SC can only maintain the top spot if they win this fixture. Only because Gold Stars are playing at home. They've won 11 of their 13 home games played. They've drawn twice, and that is against Kotoko and Medeama. It means that they are a strong side. Now, Medeama have also shown clearly that away, though they've won 4 matches, they can only perform well by picking a point. The last 4 away matches, they've drawn twice, they've lost twice. And unfortunately, they picked points against withdrawal Blast. That was, and then Samartex. Samartex are actually not in a top form. So join against Samartex and Summerboy is actually not a news. And so the only way Medeama can maintain a top spot is by winning to go 52 points, because Gold Stars clearly can win this fixture. Don't forget that we looked at the previous table, and we got to know that Medeama at this point, Gold Stars at this point are good at taking the lead. And so at this stage, you cannot afford to drop points against Bechem. Again, the last time Medeama beat Bechem at Nana Fosuji Abo Park was 2023-24, 2-0, hands down. And last season, it was goalless draw. 2021-22, Bechem beat Medeama 4-0 at home. But there's some interesting fact we need to take note on. This season, Bechem traveled to TNA, drawn against Medeama when they were invisible.
Okay, Sinokra could have won that game for them.
Yes.
He got a last-minute opportunity, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he hit the post.
Yes, and there's some interesting facts about Bechem United. All the teams that were actually struggling to play them at Nana Fosuji Abo Park this season are actually doing well. Again, Nations FC this season went to Nana Fosuji Abo, drawn for the first time, beat them for the first time at home. And clearly, it is also giving Medeama SC an advantage. But look, it will go down the wire. A draw is not favorable for Medeama SC after Bechem beating Samartex away. Maybe that is a motivation for Medeama to also go all out for the first time in about 2 seasons to win that fixture.
So how do we call this one? Easter Saturday, Nana Fosuji Abo Park, Bechem United, Medeama, live on TV3 3 p.m. Our cameras will be there. But since you mentioned Gold Stars, let's talk about them. They will be playing Nations FC, a game that they also can't afford to drop points. Now, Medeama and the BN Gold Stars are watching each other. They are watching to see what happens. I was somewhere recently, and people were watching Gold Stars game far away from home. So I know what I am talking about. So, big one, Gold Stars, Nations at home. Nations are beginning to pick the pieces.
Mutala, on paper, it is not much for Gold Stars. Why? 13 matches, 11 wins, 2 draws. And look at the opponent they join against. These are top 4 teams. Join against Medeama, join against Asante Kotoko. And these are teams that are actually battling for the league spot. And it tells you the strength of Bibiani Gold Stars. Now, for Nations FC, in about 12 away matches, just 1 win. 1 win. In fact, their last away game was a poor result. They lost 3-0 to Asante Kotoko when we all thought that after their win against 11 Wonders at the Swedish Stadium, they were going all out to perform. And that is really a difficult one. Look, per the records and the performance of Gold Stars, I don't see Nations FC going there to cause a surprise. If there's any team that can pull a surprise at the Danks Park, it is not Nations FC. Unfortunately, Nations cannot also afford to drop points because, look, if you have 35 points, Heart of Lions 34 points, Young Apostles 33 points, Withdrawal Blacks 32 points. If Withdrawal Blacks should win their home game, they go 34.
I think 2 of these teams are playing at home.
Yes, and it gives them advantage. Bechem, Chelsea have 30 points. And the more you drop points at this stage of the league, the remaining 7, the more closer you get to relegation. Nations FC would have to pick a single point. At this stage, a single point is important for a relegation threatened side. And so a draw will be good for them. Unfortunately, they have a bad record going into the game.
Eric, you have been involved in fixtures like this where one team needs the point badly because they want to win the league. The other also needs the point to survive. In games like this, what are the dynamics that come to play?
It's very difficult. The one playing at home is looking at consolidating more games to be able to win the Ghana Premier League. And if you look at the position of Nations, it's really terrible because I think at 35, a win for Bechem, who are at, Bechem are almost at, let me see,
10.
Bechem are 36. Okay, so a win for Bechem Chelsea, who are 32 at home, will take them to 35. And a win for Young Apostles, no, for Swedro All Blacks, who are also playing at home, will also take them to 35. So clearly, there are teams down there who are pushing up to where you are. And that is what makes it difficult, considering that Nations were at home over the weekend, and they dropped points against Bechem Chelsea.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult. I spoke to the president this morning. I told him, you need to pick up the pieces. Like Mo said, the only way for them to make sure they are still in contention for survival is to be able to make sure that they go set up and then they are able to draw. Don't forget, Frimpong Manso is at Nations. He's going back.
I mean, it makes it more fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's going back to his former club. He knows the terrain very well. And so I won't be surprised. And they are going to be
very hostile to him.
Yes, I know. I won't be so. And don't forget, Frimpong Manso is one of the best away performing managers. He knows how to draw games. So I won't be surprised if he manages to pick a point.
Francis, let's talk about Daniel Nieje's Heart of Lions.
But you will force Heart of Lions.
No, I want to say Nieje's Heart of Lions.
I want to take a job from my old man.
No, I know the Bashir is the head coach.
You have issues with Bashir.
Bashir is the head coach. I'm talking about Daniel
I
Nieje.
disagree with you. I disagree with you.
What is happening with Heart of Lions? Because they started the season brilliantly. This time, they have a home game against Vision FC. Heart of Lions are also in the relegation mix. They are not completely out of the woods. Vision themselves are also around that same feat. Pando Sports Stadium, big opportunity.
Huge game for both teams. And Heart of Lions, looking at their position.
I think it's only 1 point that separates them.
1 point. If you look at Heart of Lions, they look at themselves in the mirror and say, this is not where we are supposed to be. Because you and I were at the Pando Sports Stadium last week, Friday, when they hosted Accra Hearts of Oak. Huge game in our faces. Echedogli, Ishmelado, Ebenezer Aban. You have some exciting players in the Ghana Premier League. Michael F. on top of the pitch. But as to how they managed to find themselves, because last season, this was a team that battled relegation, survived on the last day of last 2 seasons. Last season, they finished second, won the silver medal. This season, they strengthened the team, and we thought they were going to give a stern test to those who were going to compete for the Ghana Premier. When they started the first 5 games, we saw the problems they caused to their opponents. We said, yeah, this is the team, the base is here. Then they dipped in form. They went about 10 games without winning. If it were to be other clubs, Bashir Hefa and Daniel Niaje would have been fired. But Heart of Lions is a club that looks at the performances and say, time will come, time will come. Now, they are trying to do the honorable thing, which is to avoid relegations. Coach Nana Ajimai, Visions FC manager, is one of the best coaches in the Ghana Premier League. It's just that people don't make much more noise about the young man. We saw him this season, went to Doma, beat Adriana. In a game that he sat in this studio and told us he was going to win. We all thought it was just gimmicks, but he really walked his talk. For Vision FC, they have a template. They don't fold back. They play on the front foot, free-flowing attacking football in a 4-3-3 formation with variations of 4-4-2. No matter what you do, they will not play into your hands. They believe in their philosophy and they will always come at you. For Coach Bashir Hayford, it's a typical 4-3-3 with variations of 3-5-2. So here, it's going to be a tactical masterclass over the course of 90 minutes. But it is the team that will be able to convert most of the premium chances that will be carved out in the attacking third of the game that will be able to win this game. Because in terms of the individual battles, it will be fascinating battles dotted around the pitch because both teams have quality players in their fold. You look at Sanja, who plays for Vision FC, one of the
very brilliant right back.
Set piece
specialist
in the Ghana Premier League. You look at Michael Epson, one of the brilliant strikers who can give you set pieces. So it's going to be an interesting Easter Sunday at the Pando Sports. But the most interesting thing here is Heart of Lions dare not lose this game or draw this game. If they don't get the win...
Is that a stern warning that you are giving them?
If they don't win the game, you look at the league table, they are in for a proper battle. Now, they look like they are okay. But if you look at them critically, Mutala, 34, 33, 32, 32. If they don't win the game...
Chelsea are playing home.
All Blacks will all go above them.
So they will now face the relegation
So they
battle.
also don't have any option.
They don't have an option than to win. And this is a direct 6-pointer.
Shaban, I mean, you want to analyze Heart of Lions from last season. As at last season, March 27, they were third on the league. This time, they find themselves 30. What could possibly have happened to them?
Well, even the assistant coach has said on this platform that he actually don't know the problem.
Bashir Hayford, when I spoke to him on several occasions, said that most of the boys were swollen-headed at a point after the first 6 games, and I mean, they got to them.
But I understand. But the fact is that the last 16 matches of Heart of Lions, they've won just 3. And I've said that if they are going to continue in the last 7, per the records that they have in the last 16, it means that the last 7, they are likely to win 1. And if they win 1, they'll be in trouble. Look at the last season's top 4. Look, we based our analysis on the last season's top 4, and we said Heart of Lions were potential league winners. It was clear because if Nations FC 48, 47, 44, and this season we actually tag you as a title winner, it's obvious that you should be able to do that. And I'm not surprised that the likes of Gold Stars, Nations FC are all struggling at this stage. But if you look at Heart of Lions at this stage, with 34 points, obviously it's a poor run. Look,
from last
and
season.
Vision can pull a surprise.
Yeah.
And if they draw this fixture, Heart of Lions will have 35 points. Now, if you have 35 points, Withdrawal Blacks are playing at home. A win will give them 35. And you know how Withdrawal Blacks will go above Heart of Lions if they draw? That is -1, -1. If they win 1-0, that is 0. And so they will go above you. And so clearly, Lions are getting closer to the relegation zone. Like we said, Hohoe could give some teams life wire, but at this stage, you can clearly say the Lions are
about
like this.
The animal lion is that they never give up, but I've seen Accra Lions go down before. So if they don't put their house in order, as the coaches say, they would go down. Eric, let's talk about Withdrawal Blacks. They brought in Kasim Mengo when Ahmed Fati, the Egyptian coach, left to save them from relegation. Mengo has picked up some very good points. They are also in the relegation mix. The people of Withdrawal are saying that 16 years, you are with Division 1. We can't go back. Kasim, save us. They are playing against Dreams FC, who won last week against Hohoe United. It looks like Dreams FC. Can I say that they are safe, Shaban? Can I say Dreams FC are safe?
Yeah, for now, Dreams FC are safe, 37.
So Withdrawal Blacks cannot afford to also drop any more points at home. Can Kasim Mengo really ensure that they survive?
He has no option, honestly. I was at pitch side on Sunday, and
against Hearts of Oak.
Yes.
But how did they allow her to equalize all the two goals? I thought it was.
I spoke to Kasim after the game, and he was livid because those 2 points they dropped were potentially the points that should
if
have
they added the
survived
2 points to this, where would they have been?
It would have
They
been
would have been
34.
up there. They will be having 34 points.
34 points.
And they will be
You understand?
above Heart of Lion.
Exactly. So
30.
imagine 34, then they win against Dreams, they will go to 37.
So they will equal
So they
the
would
points
have
at
been
30.
at par
Okay.
with Dreams FC.
Yeah.
Don't forget, in the first fixture, they came to Tuba to beat Dreams FC.
Yeah.
And they played so well against Hearts of Oak in the first 45 minutes of the game. They virtually controlled the game in the middle, and they had Hearts of Oak. It's a game they had no business drawing. Even when Hearts had pegged them back 2-2, the best chance of the game fell to Rudolph. When he took off, dribbled Agbesi, he had the post at his mercy and hit the ball against the defender for a block, Ali Mohammed. So I think they can only blame themselves for not walking away from the Accra Sports Stadium with the 3 maximum points. But what it is that they cannot afford to even draw against Dreams FC, who are so high after winning a game away from home against Hohoe. So whether it was played at Tema or whatever, it's considered as an away game.
Yeah.
It was Hohoe's home game. Once they won that game, they are coming into the game at Swedru with a lot of confidence. But one thing I've seen is that they're a very good ball playing side. And once you start setting the offside trap, that is how they beat Hearts of Oak in the first half. If you start setting the offside trap, Rudolph Mensah and the likes are very swift and quick. And so I expect them to be able to pick the 3 maximum points at the Swedru Stadium.
It is Swedru against Dreams FC.
Yeah.
Francis, let's talk about Hearts of Oak. Let's talk about Hearts of Oak, and you burst into laughter. Let's talk about Hearts of Oak. Yeah, it's club. You support Hearts of Oak. So let's talk about Hearts of Oak.
I support.
They keep drawing at home against Swedru All Blacks. People thought, okay, this was the opportunity to get back to winning ways at the Accra Sports Stadium. Because the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, some fans were saying did not help matters. They come back to Accra Sports Stadium, and their first game also ends in a draw. Now they've played about 4 or 5 games at home, and it's all ended in a draw.
5.
Hearts of Oak have been playing in Legon. They don't score, you don't score.
This time they are playing Young Apostles.
Yes, they don't score, you don't score.
Yeah.
They run away from the Accra Sports Stadium for reasons best known to them. The moment they switch back to Accra Sports Stadium, they considered 2 goals. When was the last time Hearts of Oak has considered 2 goals in one half in the Ghana Premier League this season?
It was against Karela.
It was like, see, is it psychologically the Accra Sports Stadium? See, I sat down, I analyzed this Accra Sports Stadium thing, and I'm like, if the management of Hearts of Oak are so smart about this, they've got to go to the NSA, negotiate with the NSA. Can we train on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday? Let's train there, if it is in the mornings, on the pitch, so that the players can get used to the pitch. Eric, one of the things that gives the teams that normally don't play in Accra advantage, home invincibility, is because they train on the pitches. So they are used to every corner of the pitch. And if you have played football before, Mutala, when you train on the pitch...
Are you really asking me that question?
No, Mutala, I said if you had played
but
football
you know I've
before,
played football to...
No, my friend, you have not...
Well, continue with your point.
If you have played football before and you've trained on the pitch for some time, and an away team is coming to play against you, you don't fear anything because
it's your pitch.
you know it's your pitch. But the Accra Sports Stadium is there. They train in Pobi, man. On match day, they come to play. It is not their home. It is a neutral ground. It is. That's football for you. In Europe, the clubs, 2 or 3 days to the game, they go back into the main stadiums to train, just to accustom themselves to...
So you feel the University of Ghana Sports Stadium is like a neutral ground. Any team can come there and perform.
Any team can come there. So no one is scared of the teams again. Those who played in Accra, in Kumasi especially, that's why they struggle.
Yeah, I've seen Kotoko struggle a lot at Baba Yara.
So for me...
Teams come there and they are comfortable.
They are comfortable to play because they have not seen such a brilliant or magnificent edifice. So when they come, it gives them an open space, gives them the opportunity to play. And let's play the devil's advocate. Teams that play outside Accra, most of them look much more fitter than teams that play in Accra. The players, they train. The training regime is much more intense than those who play in the commercial cities. See, for Hearts of Oak, I've always said this, they should have been walking away with the Ghana Premier League this season. Easily. 27 games in the Ghana Premier League, 20 clean sheets. That is a title championship winning performance. but they've not built on the defensive shape that they've carved out. In terms of attacking third, they struggle to I can't remember the last time they scored goals. But in the game they considered 2, they clawed back the 2 goals. So let them build on that. They can win this game if only they come out with the right mentality and not be how will I say, not be intimidated by their own environment. They can win this game if they really want to go.
Eric, how do you explain to a 10-year-old that Heartful kept 20 clean sheets out of 27 games and are still not on top of the table?
There was even a season, you can explain, because they've done it before. Yeah. There was a season they went unbeaten and failed to win the Ghana Premier League.
2003.
That's exactly. What better do.
So listen, I think they are, look at the teams they've dropped points against.
What is really the problem? Because it confuses me, the Heartful situation. It looks like nobody can properly explain from when you ask them, especially you ask Kodidi Dramani, he continues to say the team is under transition and they would have to improve.
When will
it looks
transition?
Like it's not really happening for
Mutala,
them.
when are they going to transition? The season is about 7 more games to the end and you are still transitioning. When will you finish transitioning? You understand? You draw points against Bechem at home, against Chelsea at home, against Dreams at home, against Basake at home, against Swedro All Blacks at home. Check their position on the league law.
That are battling relegation.
So exactly, these are 15 points. They've picked only 5. Add 10 points to their build-up now. Mo, what is the points build-up of
They'll be around 53.
They'll be on top of the league.
So check. They should be on top of the Ghana Premier League. If they had taken their home, the way they go away, they manage to draw, they manage to win games.
Yeah, because they have such a strong
their away record. Their away record is unblemished. But how do you come home and fail to pick up points against teams that are all on the bottom half of the table? All of them. Dreams FC, Bechem, Chelsea, Basake, and even Swedro All Blacks. 15 good points. You picked only 5, dropped 10. You can't win a championship with this kind of form.
It's becoming difficult. I mean, explaining the Heartful problem, it looks like you are going in circles. Because away perform, they confuse me a bit. Because they go away. I saw them at the Doma Park, Nanaji Mabedu Park against Adriana. Yeah. Brilliant performance from Heartful. Then they come home the next weekend and they draw their game.
Yes, Mutala, and look, I was just asking myself questions. We said Ouattara was poor, 41 points, 7th place. And 43 points, just 2 points separating Didi Dramani and Abubakar Ouattara after match day 27. It's just the position.
Some of the things, if you analyze with data,
so that's 2 points. So
there will be some way. But the performance has improved under Didi.
How?
Because their fans are saying they are playing good football. And they have 43, they have 2 more points.
No, it's just 2 points. It's just 2 points.
It's not just
2 points. It's not
it's just 2 points.
You know what 2 points can do for teams who are in Nations FC, for teams who are in the relegation group.
1 point can save you from relegation.
Well, but the fact is that potentially young apostles would have plus 1 point. You can ask me why. They have 33 points, but potentially on Sunday
they may draw.
They have 1 point. No, it is obvious they have 1 point. It is not funny. They have 1 point, and so they will have 34 points after match day 20.
You've already credited them the point.
Let me tell you why I'm so sure. Heartful against Bechem United, they never won away proud to that fixture.
Yeah.
1 draw. Basake never won away proud to that fixture. Bechem just never won away proud to that fixture.
Draw.
Dreams FC never won away proud to that fixture. It was draw. Now, let's talk about the story of Accra, the story of University of Ghana. Proud to Heartful moving from Accra to University of Ghana. 5 matches, 1 win, 3 draws, 1 defeat. It was only a defeat against Kotoko, 1-0. That is why when Blackgate was asking me, or was asking about how Heartful considered to and came back, let me tell you the story. 5 matches at Accra Sports Stadium, 1 win, and that was against 11 Wonders. 3 draws, and against Heart of Lions, against Hohoe United, they drew all those fixtures. And they lost 2. And against Gold Stars, 2-2. They came back in that game, 2-2. Yeah. Now, mathematically, the management thought it wise that, look, at the Accra Sports Stadium, we can score, but we concede. So, coach, maybe possibly try to score and avoid conceding. And that is why they went back. At the University of Ghana, 7 matches consecutively. And these were the results they had. 3 wins. The first 3 games, it went in favor of them. 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. They started celebrating. They said, yes, this is what we wanted to do. This is the plan. You see, at the University of Ghana, if we started there, we would have won the Premier League. And then the last 4, draw. But let's do the mathematics. Drawing without conceding, drawing and conceding. Which one is better? Because they are back to Accra Sports Stadium where they can score, but they can still concede. And it's becoming a problem.
So they must choose one.
At the Accra, at home, in total, Hearts have done 8 matches. In total, at home, Hearts of Oak have done 8 matches. Add the +2 times 8.
Points.
2 times 8. Add it. Because look, Gold Stars, look, why is Gold Stars on top? Gold Stars is not performing away. It's because they have won 11 of their 13 home games. And that is what is pushing them. Why is Medeama at top? Medeama have won 8 of their games at home. And that is why they are performing. Why is Kotoko performing? Kotoko have only lost 1 game at home. They are not performing away. Now, Heart of Oak only needed 50% of their home form to be on top of the league. Look, if Heart of Oak in their 8 drawn games at home, if they have picked even 4 wins in the, let's add +2, let's add +2 to have the 43 +8. Let's add it 8 to 43. That is what? About 51. 51 points. Out of Oak are league leaders. You need 60 points to win the league. And exactly how it's here. And now Heart of Oak is playing Young Apostles. I've added 1 point to Young Apostles. Why? Because they are not performing.
I mean, the game has not been played, but you've already added. So we have 2 more games to talk about. So, I mean, you are best, Eric. You are best to talk about a game in the Bono region. It's a region that when 2 of the teams are facing each other, I barely know who would win. It's like there's no form guide. Bechem Chelsea are playing Adriana at home. Bechem Chelsea have been struggling this season.
Let me tell you, it's a straight win for Bechem Chelsea. It's a straight win for them.
Let's talk about Asante Kotoko finally before we check out of the studio. Kotoko are coming up against Samartex. They lost. Kotoko got a draw against Adriana. Yeah. And also, it looks like Asante Kotoko also have the Accra problem. Because you go to Baba Yara and their fans will tell you, if they had won this, and here we need way, even when Zito was there, the fans were saying that even if they had won this, they would have easily won the Ghana Premier League.
Yeah, you look at Kumasi Asante Kotoko, their problem has been psychological. The moment Kotoko lost to Hearts of Oak, they decided to take their focus off. And there was
it looks like they've never recovered from that.
They've never recovered, and there was in-house fighting.
They won 2-0 against Apostles.
Okay.
We are talking about the number of games they played after Hearts of Oak. The season Hearts of Oak won the league under Samuel Boedu. The moment Kotoko lost at Accra Sports Stadium through Efriye Barnier's goal to Hearts of Oak, everything went off board. They bounced back in the next season to win the league. I don't know why these 2 clubs, whenever they lose to each other, they find it difficult to come back and play on the front foot and win games. I see it to be psychological. For Kotoko, at the Kumasi Sports Stadium, yes, there's pressure. The fans will come out in their numbers. They will love to win. But you have to stick to your game plan and stay focused.
Okay.
In their last game against Nations FC, we saw how they put Nations FC to this. Albert Amoah popped up in the faces of the game. Brilliant goal, brilliant assist. If they can continue in that same trajectory of form, this shouldn't be a problem to them. They should be able to win this one comfortably.
Eric Kotoko, Samartex, home.
Samartex, I don't know what has hit them. If you sit at the Century Sports Arena and you lose to Bechem United, I don't know how you want to survive at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. But this is football. Never say never. You can never tell. Kotoko themselves, they've not been consistent.
Yeah.
Ordinarily, this should be an easy game for them to pick the 3 maximum points and move to 46. Maybe once Mo has already taken a point from Hearts of Oak's build-up and given it to Young Apostles, maybe they can go above Accra Hearts of Oak. And that would still mean that they would be in the title chase. Okay. You understand? Any of them who is able to pick the maximum points at home, you move to 46. That means you are just 2 points adrift Bibiani Gold Stars and 3 adrift Medeama Sporting Club. Depending on what happens, if Medeama don't win at Nana Fosuji Abo, then it means that they stay at 49 and you are just 3 points adrift them. And so they are still very much in the title race with
quick one on Asante Kotoko before we do the predictions.
Well, last season 47. Doctor was sacked about 3-4 games to the end of the season, and last season he had 47 points. This season, Kotoko, after changing their first coach, 43 points, and it's the same value. You get it. And even last season,
they've come down.
They've even come down. Even after forcing themselves to get a new coach, still they are a problem. Now let's talk about Samartex. Samartex have gone 7 games without a win. This is a poor run. In fact,
longest.
prior to their game against Bechem, at home. They had gone 22 consecutive games at home unbeaten under Christopher Nin. They've never lost at home. And they eventually lost this fixture again. Samartex have lost all their fixtures against Kotoko away. And from 2022-23. So this is no match per the records.
So much.
Obviously,
well, so let's do the prediction quickly. Samartex, they will be coming up against Asante Kotoko on Easter Monday. Take note of that. It's on Monday, and that game will be live on TV3 and on your TV as well at 3 p.m. And we will be there to do you the honor. So let's do the prediction quickly. Everyone here has been here before, so we are all familiar with this. 11 Wonders Hohoe United, if it comes on.
Cancel.
Cancel. So we will talk about that one. But Bechem United, Medeama Shaban.
Medeama SC.
Gold Stars Nations, Eric.
Gold Stars for sure.
Basake Holy Stars, Karela, Francis.
Basake Holy Stars.
Heart of Lions, Vision, Francis.
Hearts of Lions.
Swedro All Blacks, Dreams, Eric.
All Blacks.
Heart of Folk, Young Apostle, Shaban.
Young Apostles.
Bechem Chelsea, Diana.
I didn't hear Shaban on that.
Heart of Folk, Young Apostles.
Young Apostles.
Bechem Chelsea, Diana, Eric.
Straight win for Bechem Chelsea.
Then there's Kotoko against Samartex, Francis.
The Porcupines should be winning this one.
So you've heard from this gentleman, if your team doesn't win, you need to hold them accountable. I am not the one to blame. But, I mean, we took the GPL across borders over the last couple of days. I was in Stuttgart, Germany, and I met this German journalist who surprisingly follows the Ghana Premier League, watches the Ghana Premier League, and he has a lot more to tell us. How did you grow that interest from the Ghana Premier League? Because you seem to love the Ghana Premier League and have quite some knowledge on it.
Yeah, I think I have already acquired some knowledge thanks to you, because on TV3 for sure.
Really?
Really?
You watch TV3?
I watch TV3.
Look into the camera and say
I
it.
watch TV3 live stream on YouTube, and it's a great show that he and his team are presenting every week. So I really, really love it. And I wish that the Ghanaian diaspora and also interested people here in Germany who are football lovers, who are lovers of real, rough, raw, strong football, as it should be, as it used to be, back in the days of their childhood, when it was about 22 people fighting on the pitch. Not the VAR coming in from Cologne or London or Planet Mars saying, you know what, there was a handball 10 minutes ago, and then it's like...
it should go back.
Yeah, it should go back, yeah.
No. So you want the raw, natural football that
natural
you
football.
But you said you even know some of the clubs in the Ghana Premier League. Can you mention some of them?
Yeah, for sure. Everybody knows clubs like Hearts of Oak, Asante Kotoko. It's like the Porcupine Warriors, Virtophobians. That's like...
Do you know their mantra, their slogan?
Yeah.
It's what?
Kum apem apem beba.
Say that again.
Kum apem apem beba.
I'm sure Kotoko fans will love this one.
It means, I know, it means like if you kill one, many more will come. I think that's a strong club.
At this point, I can say he's more Ghanaian than us because he knows everything about Ghana. I mean, you know the clubs.
Yeah.
Do you know some of the players? Is there any player that has caught your eye in the Ghana Premier League?
Yeah,
like
for sure. When I was watching the Premier League Super Clash between Hearts of Oak and Asante Kotoko, I was very impressed by goalkeeper Benjamin Asare, because he showed strong leadership. First of all, his goalkeeping is strong.
Yeah.
He has great presence in the box, but you can also see if a player is somebody who is leading a team as a team captain. I could see it from him, and I'm thinking, oh, if he's the guy who's also going to be the goalkeeper for the Black Stars in the tournament now in summer, then I think they have a strong keeper in the back who's ready to make sure that their defense is standing strong. But then also smaller players from smaller clubs like Kelvin Nkrumah.
You know Kelvin Nkrumah?
Kelvin Nkrumah, yeah. Medeama SC, top scorer, scoring a hat trick against, what is it?
Atram Divisa. Yeah, in the FA Cup.
Second week, FA Cup. I watched this, and it was great to see how you did a hat trick. Scored well, and I think he's 18 years old. Okay. Come on, I love it because that's also what sparked my interest additionally in the Premier League. Because many Europeans, they know all these great African players, whether they're from Ghana, Cameroon, Nigeria, but few people know the leagues. but the leagues actually are the backbone of a country.
Yeah.
And I don't want only European big teams planting academies in Africa and then raising kids from maybe age 8 or 10 and then grabbing the players right away. I think a strong league is a strong backbone.
Okay.
And this is what I really love about Ghana Premier League too.
So some of the guys, do you know some of the guys that work on the Premier League?
Yeah, sure. I know. Like you, for example.
Yeah, I do.
You're always doing a great job.
Yeah.
And then, for example, also Mohamed Shaban.
That is a great guy, Mohamed Shaban. You know him?
Mohamed Shaban, really, yeah.
I mean,
he's the guy who...
say something to Mohamed Shaban.
Mohamed, thank you for always presenting the data in a great way, because, you know, acquiring data is not so difficult these days with AI and all that. We all have too much data around us. But what really is the most important thing, and what makes your expertise so great, is using this data and forming the most important arguments that can really help fans, help players, help everyone.
Felix Christopher Laban, a German journalist who loves the Ghana Premier League, and it was such an interesting conversation with him. Eric, we are wrapping up. I mean, it looks like the GPL has crossed borders. He was showing more knowledge than I expected.
It's surprising, and I'm really happy to see other journalists across Europe and other places who follow the Ghana Premier League. We should do more to follow it over here. The interest keeps going down, and I think that is something we should be worried about. We should be worried.
Well, let's see what will happen with match day 28. We could get some more entertainment. This is where we call it a wrap with today's show on the GPL build-up. My name is Mutala Yakubu. Producer is telling me that you had a shout-out, so I should allow you to speak. So just 10 seconds. It starts now.
That's great, and I'm happy, Boga, you are back.
Oh,
and you know, yes, we have a party for you.
Which Boga?
Boga now. We have a party.
I didn't go far.
My points have been given to you, Mutala. My points have been given to you.
He did a video. He said he has signed a contract with VLB Stuttgart, and they've given him a car.
Well, this is where we call it a wrap, and it's a good one that we are back with the Ghana Premier League. My name is Mutala Yakubu. Thanks to Shaban, Blackgate, Francis Aboibo, and also Eric Alagide. They catch the games live on TV3 and on Unia TV. Saturday, Bechem United, Medeama at 3 p.m. Then on Monday, Easter Monday, it is Asante Kotoko at home to Samartex. Have a good Easter, and let's meet and watch the games.